I'm headed back to Peru next week to hike the Santa Cruz Trek. 4 days, over 15,000 feet. And this is one of those trips where what you pack makes a huge difference. So, this is exactly what I'm bringing and what I'm leaving behind for hiking at 15,000 feet. This trek is about 32 miles long through the Cordillera Blanca in the Huascarán National Park of Peru. We're starting with an acclimatization hike, which is about 6 miles. And then we're headed out for 4 days on the Santa Cruz Trek, where we'll go above 15K for multiple days with a high point just under 15,600 feet in elevation. So, one important thing to note, this is a guided trip with a group of women. I'm not doing it solo. We have one 45-liter duffel per person that's going to be carried by donkeys, but it does have to stay under 8 kilograms of weight. So the challenge here is that we will all be dealing with a little bit of everything. So I'm packing around 3 things: flexible layers, staying dry, and keeping my day pack really, really dialed. In order to keep this simple, I'm not going to throw all these random pieces of gear at you. I've categorized this into 3 buckets: what's going in my day pack, what's going in the big duffel with the donkeys, and what I'm leaving behind. Let's start with what's going in my day pack. So, like I said, this is going to be a wild hike. So, my day pack needs to have everything I'm going to need for 6 to 8 hours on the trail each day. Starting with layers, first I'm going to bring sun shirts to hike in. This one is my favorite. It's actually an Orvis fly fishing sun shirt, but it's so lightweight and silky, so you don't get hot and sweaty, but you don't have to worry about sunburn. And then I think I'm going to go with pants instead of shorts. So I think for most of the hiking, I'm going to be bringing these Helly Hansen lightweight soft shell pants. They're water resistant, they have pockets. I also need to consider weather protection, of course, because again, we're going to be dealing with a lot of rain. So I am bringing along my tried and true rain shell, which is this one. It's by Montbell. I've had this for a long time. It's ultra light, which means it doesn't take up a lot of weight or space in my pack, but it does mean it doesn't have a ton of pockets. Our guiding company also recommended that we bring ponchos to dump over our bodies in case it starts pouring rain. So I'll have a poncho in the bag. They did not suggest rain pants, but these are also rain pants by Helly Hansen. I'm planning on bringing them. I'm not sure if they're actually going to go in my day pack. After that, my day pack, I'm going to have 2 things. One, I have this Rab crisis puffy. That's not what it's called. I call it a crisis puffy. But this sucker is so warm. It's got reflective lining on the inside in addition to a lot of fill power. But this is one of those things that if we're like hanging out on a high pass waiting for people to arrive or at camp during the night, this thing is the puffy that's going to keep me warm. In addition to that, I am bringing this puffy, this lightweight puffy by Nerona. It packs up to this big, fits in its own pocket. So that's the one that I'll probably wear more likely on the trail. Like if I'm hiking and I'm getting a little chilly, I can pull that on beneath my rain shell. For shoes, I'm kind of stuck. I have this pair of mid cuts by Solomon. These are the X Ultra 360-degree edge boots. Or I'm debating being lazy and going with a tried and true pair. These are my low cut hiking boots by Technica. They launched this shoe about, 7, 8 years ago. I don't even think they make them in the United States anymore. But basically, you went into an REI and you had this hiking shoe custom molded to your foot. So this particular hiking shoe is specifically molded to my foot. So last things on my body during the day. First, let's talk about the actual pack itself. I'm currently deciding between 2 of them. The first is this one, which is by the North Face. It's the North Face Trail Light 24. Or the other one that I'm considering is this one. It's by Deuter. It's also a women's specific pack, which I've discussed before is really important for me. There's a little more space in the North Face pack than the Deuter. So it's going to be a game time decision when I'm packing up my final stuff this weekend. Last but not least, during hiking, trekking poles. Ugh. So I don't actually love hiking with trekking poles, but after 2 ACL surgeries and a meniscus surgery, they're not a bad idea. And I've been told the last day has like 4,500 feet of descent, which is going to wreck my knees. So it seems like trekking poles are a good idea. And Lecky sent me these to test. They're the Lecky Skyterra FX Carbon SL Compact. So basically what that means, these are very bougie trekking poles. They're very ultralight and they split into 3 pieces. So they pack up and go inside of this bag. So when I'm not using them, I can store them in this bag, sticking them in an outside pocket of my day pack. Good to go. No harm, no foul. All right, next up, let's talk about what's going in my duffel. So, as a reminder, the guiding company we're with is giving us each 45-liter duffel to go with the donkeys, and it can weigh 8 kilograms or less, of course. This also has to include your sleep system. So, anyway, in my duffel, first and foremost, is going to be my sleeping bag here. Ooh, there we go. It is the Sea to Summit Spark 15-degree down women's sleeping bag. I am also bringing a bag liner with me that's going to add an additional 5 to 10 degrees of warmth. My guess is that I will bring this Nemo bag that is my all-time favorite Nemo sleeping pad. It does pack down a little smaller than I have it here. It weighs a lot less. The downside is not 4-season, it's 3-season, so it's going to sleep colder. In addition to my sleep system, my extra clothes are going in my duffel. So for me, that's a second pair of hiking pants. I love Fjallraven pants. They are burly, they're indestructible, they're sustainable, and I think they're super cute. I'm bringing extra tops. I have one lighter weight wool long sleeve shirt by La Bent. That's going to be my second hiking shirt. And then I'm bringing this super, super warm long sleeve. This one is a heavyweight merino wool top by -33. That's going to be my sleep shirt. And it's going to go with these base layers that are also heavyweight merino wool tights by Stio. I'm also bringing camp shoes. So I am bringing my Bedrock sandals here. They're kind of like Tevas or Chacos. They weigh a lot less than Chacos because they don't have the big bulky sole, and the strap goes between your toe. But they are fantastic for hiking. But this gives my feet room to breathe at camp while still allowing me to bop around and explore. I think we're going to get rained on a lot. So I'm bringing quite a few dry bags to stash important stuff inside my backpack. So that gives me a little bit of peace of mind. I'm also going to throw my toiletries in the duffel. That's about it. Last on the list, what I am not bringing. So again, if you're backpacking the Santa Cruz Trek, it's going to be very different. But with a guiding company, this is a luxurious experience. That also means we don't have to carry a lot of weight, and I also don't have to factor in a lot of things that I would if I was backpacking this route on my own. First and foremost, I am not bringing any hiking shorts. Like I said, the daytime temps are going to be in the mid 60s, so there's probably going to be moments where I wish I had them. Second on my not going to bring list is a backpack cover. Some of the day packs I'm testing do have one built in, but I'm not really going to bother with it. Like I mentioned earlier, they suggest bringing a poncho, and that's because they actually have you throw on the poncho and throw the back of the poncho over your backpack. Water. This is an important one. It's very weird to me, but I'm not bringing a water filter. So we were told to show up on the first day of trek with water, which is fine because we're coming from our hotel. But after that, they provide the drinking water for us. So I'm sure it's either iodine tablets or filters, but they handle it for us, which sounds absolutely amazing. I'm also not bringing food, which sounds ridiculous and also amazing. So I don't have to worry about any of those things. So that's it. That's what I'm bringing on the Santa Cruz Trek in Peru. Hopefully it's enough to stay comfortable without overdoing it. I haven't been back to this part of Peru in years, and I haven't done something like this guided. So I'm really curious to see how it all feels and whether I packed accordingly. So we'll see how the setup works once I'm out there, and you better believe I will report back and let you know how it goes. Wish me luck.